Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Monza, the Temple of Speed, the Turn 1 shenanigans into the chicane. Oh, mate, the Tifosi will be here to egg on every single Ferrari on the track. It's a beautiful day. No rain on the radar. 26-lap sprint, short one tonight, no pit stops. We're getting out there and we're going to see who's got the medal to put the pedal down. Big straights, big slipstreams, tough corners. Mate, I am telling you, Monza is something else. We have some very famous corners on Monza. And we know full well what turn 1 at Monza can be like. It is absolutely brutal. Then you've got the track limits at Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2. Beautiful. The overtaking opportunities that the Variante Ascari sets up. The seemingly never-ending for every driver Curva Parabolica. The Prima Curva Rettifilio. Mate, they just keep coming. These names, they keep coming. They don't stop. There's the Curva Grande too. That's another big long one. Plenty of overtaking opportunities to be had. And these guys are qualifying right now. So we should have a look and see what's going on and where it's happening. So at the moment, Matt Webber currently topping the charts. Oh, no, my mistake, sorry. We have Alex Court, currently top dog, but just overtaken by Elias Dugan on an absolute flyer. Gosh, you cannot turn your eyes away for a minute here, can you? As we're on board with Matt Knight now. Watching him head around for what will be his second lap. And we've got Alex Court in a new Kamikaze Porsche tonight. I hope, because I mistakenly didn't have trading paints open. So Alex Court currently in P3. Matt Webber gone fastest in the Mustang, followed by Elias Dugan so far. We're looking at things as they sit in the classes, but let's have a look at the overall results here, shall we? So, the Platinums putting it in there at the front. Top 4, all the Platinums: Webber, Dugan, Court, and McVicker. Although we have a late entry, a Matt Beattie. An absolute Ford domination tonight. Look at those Fords everywhere. And they are taking 4 of the front 5 grid rows. We've got Brad Coates in the McLaren in P6 so far. And it seems there's not a lot of people on track. Let's see if we can find someone else to have a look at. Jacques Swanepoel as he comes around Lesmo 2 by the looks. No, Lesmo 1. My mistake. Oh, a bit wide there. Not sure. That's going to be an off track. That'll be the end of that lap. That won't count. But that's not going to stop him. He continues for the Tifosi because, let's face it, the Tifosi, they do love themselves a Ferrari. And we're at the Temple of Speed. So, of course, while you're at the Temple of Speed, you're going to drive a Ferrari, right? Well, apparently not, because looking at the list, I only see Mark Foster. A new member, Sean Memler, a silver driver. And another driver I don't recognise there. Oh, no, sorry, Zach Blake's a regular, so... And Dan Siciliano. So 4 people paying tribute to the Tifosi tonight in the Fezzes. As we jump on board with Callum Sharp, who's driving a heavy front-engine burbly Mercedes around. And he's obviously planning to have a few off tracks tonight to celebrate Jim's mowing. Chris Withers also on track, and Nathan Howe as well, still heading around. Although Howie appears to be cruising, finishing things off there. What we got? So Chris Withers about to finish his final flying lap. That puts him up into P21. Quite the field tonight. I'm seeing over 30 drivers in here. Golly gosh. It's going to be a night, folks. I hope you're ready. With just 45 seconds left of quali, it looks like that's Callum finished as well. So we'll get your grid up in a moment. With qualifying over, they'll be about to start on their formation lap. So again, for those that joined us after my original intro, we're at the Temple of Speed tonight. The Autodromo Nazionale Monza. Mate, the history, the class, the passion of Italian motorsports. If you're not excited by this, I don't know what to tell you, because tonight is going to be huge. So, the Ferraris, big crowd favourite. Not many of them tonight, but let's see how they go. Drivers pushing to the limit along those long straights, taking advantage of slipstreams, heavy braking zones, those iconic corners, and the inevitable crossover. When does bravery become ill-advised? I'll tell you where it often does, and that's T1 lap 1. Let's hope that the guys tonight can all get through that nasty chicane without too much grief. So as we start gridding, let's have a look at how things have ended up tonight. We have on the front row Matt Webber and Elias Dugan, who will be closely followed by Alex Court, looking to extend his championship lead to date. Matt Beattie in P4 rounds out the second row. And then in the third row, we'll have Brendan McVicker and Brad Coates. Dan Siciliano and Grant Boyden. Good to see Boydo back on track. He's a silver driver alongside Dan, so they'll be looking to battle it out in silver there. Jacques Swanepoel and Chris Ruddle will make up the fifth row. Then we'll have Charles Mitchell and Daniel Hoffman in P11 and 12, followed by Matt Knight and Mark Foster. Then John Fillingham and Liam Jarvis. Tristan Jack and Sean Memler make up P17 and 18. As I say, huge field tonight. Martin Hallinan and Glenn Crallen, they're making up P19 and 20 there. So row 10, we continue going back with Chris Withers lining up alongside Jared Eastman in P22. We'll have Jarrett Stark and Jason Burrowers. And then 25 and 26, Zach Blake and Chris Page, followed by Callum Sharp. Sorry, hang on, what do we got? We've got a Jonathan Sharp, new member tonight, followed by Callum Sharp, the sharp end of the grid, 27 and 28, followed by PG Whitman and Darren Stark. And then we'll have the non-racing Sam Smith, Nathan Tapp and Nathan Howe. Maybe a battle of the Nathans on the cards tonight. And Sam Monterosso, as they get away into that formational lap. Again, we see the positions changing away. Just hide that one there for the moment so we can take a look at exactly how this one's playing out. The front of the field, they're all trying to warm those tyres. You see Matt Webber in that Mustang aggressively weaving, trying to get any heat he can in to make that thing stop as it comes to that first almighty chicane. Gosh, folks, I hope you are excited for this one, because I sure as hell am. The 511 of Matt Beattie. Alex Court proudly displaying the number 1 and one of the only Porsches in the field. He is driving for Kamikaze Energy tonight. As they prepare to get underway. And they are away. Matt Webber with an almighty start. Alex Court gets the jump on Elias Dugan. Elias looks like he's missed the start. He's now under pressure from Matt Beattie as well. Brad Coates making up a position there. He's got a great jump. He's come alongside, and we go into the turn 1 chicane. A bit of argy-bargy, but nothing too serious. Everybody making it through cleanly so far. But Matt Webber clear at the front. Alex Court under pressure from Elias Dugan, who wants that position back. He's going to try and hang it around the outside, knowing that Mustang with its immense straight line speed. Alex moving across to a block, and Elias Dugan getting inside there and falling into line as they head through the second of the 3 little chicanes. Brad Coates just getting shoved a little wide down the back there as they're moving and shifting about. We look down the field. Grant Boyden is alongside, he's chasing down Dan Siciliano. Dan Siciliano alongside Brad Coates, although it looks like he's tucked in now. Brad Coates has cleared that foray and made up the position. As we look down the track towards the, what did I call it before? Towards Variante Ascari. The Ascari chicane, as it's better known, as they jump those curbs and head on through. Matt Webber got himself out to quite the lead so far. He's got himself a 1.4 second gap from Alex Court, who's had to do battle with Elias Dugan. Elias still right all over the back of him, not ready to let go yet. Matt Beattie just falling off those front couple just a little bit. He finds himself under pressure from Brendan McVicker. Heading down the field, Jacques Swanepoel is trying to jump onto the back of this group between Grant Boyden, Dan Siciliano and Brad Coates just up ahead of him. A bit further back, we're seeing a lot of battles here. Daniel Hoffman all over the rear bumper. He moves across with just barely enough room and tucks in as we see a little bit of blinking there. And Matt Knight has come past Hoffman there into the chicane, but it looks like Matt Knight is going to make that one stick up the front of the Kermit Green Mercedes. Let's get you the race standings up in front so you can see how all of this is playing out. I'm seeing there's been a crash down the back of the field. We'll go and have a look at that in a minute. Jared Stark and Zach Blake appear to be involved in some sort of melee there. Still a bit of chaos up the front with Matt Webber being chased down by Elias Dugan, holding his own at this stage as they come through Lesmo 2 and head up towards the Ascari chicane for their second time around. 28 lap sprint. We're heading through it quickly. We're already on lap 2. It's a short lap here. They won't have to push too long or too hard tonight as we jump on board with Alex Court and see Matt Webber has got himself down the road a couple of seconds already. Can he make that last? Field starting to spread out. Some of the initial chaos getting out of the way, and now that we're a couple of laps in, we'll jump across and see what has happened to Chris. Oh, another crash, I should say. This one involving Chris Page and Jarrett Stark. So as we jump across the replay there, we'll find out what's happened. Oh no, he's touched the grass, has Chris Page, and it's sent him around with the 689 of Jarrett Stark. So that is a brutal crash as we jump back on board live and see Elias still closing on Alex, but not enough to make something stick. Very, very close between these two. Brendan McVicker there, just falling off that front pack a little, but leads the next battle pack by a small margin, with Brad Coates looking to make something happen, looking to catch him, and looking to make something eventuate and get something done. Whew. Golly gosh, folks. What a eventful beginning of the race. As you see on board with Brendan McVicker there, you can see that down the road, Matt Beattie has just pulled away a little bit, and as we jump back off, but as we see Lesmo 2 claims a victim out in the dirt. Speaking of the commentator's curse, that puts Brendan McVicker much closer to the back of Matt Beattie, with Brad Coates still trailing behind, and Grant Boyden looking to make a name for himself there. So we've got a couple of Ferraris, Dan Siciliano and Grant Boyden, making the Tifosi happy, seeing the Ferraris battle for position. As I just wet my whistle here, looks like the broadcast may be a little behind, and if that is so, I may take a moment to get to your comments, ladies and gentlemen. At Brad Coates, 4/10. Let's have a look up here with Elias Dugan and Alex Court, as Elias looks to stake a claim around the chicane here, getting alongside and being owed racing room. Late on the brakes, gets it pulled up. They go side by side. Alex still manages to hold on there, and Elias is forced to duck back in line and give chase there. As we have a look at our battle box, it looks like they may be coming into some traffic already. So that's Chris Page ahead of Alex Court. So he'll be looking to clear him as quickly as possible under pressure from Elias Dugan, while we see Brad Coates in the background putting all sorts of pressure on Brendan McVicker. Already leading gold, trying to push it up a bit further and make a name for himself there. Let's have a look at how our classes are grouping up tonight. So we can see there that next car down the road from Brad is Jacques Swanepoel. He's a couple of seconds away. He's got Dan Siciliano and Grant Boyden from Silver between him. So a bit of a buffer in class for Brad as he looks to round that traffic of Chris Page and gets it done cleanly. Whew. This is something of a race so far, ladies and gentlemen. The gap non-existent between Alex Court and Elias Dugan, as Elias takes the inside on the Curva Parabolica. The question is it going to stick as they go side by side the length of the straight? The absolute power of that Mustang starting to make up for the lack of run. A little bit of side draft, but Alex moves across and defends that position. Elias looking to get late on the brakes again and make a move, but just tucks in, perhaps looking for some sort of switchback, but unable to make it happen this time around again. And ladies and gentlemen, when I said a sprint earlier, I meant it. We're already on lap 5, and these battles are incredibly close. We've still got Brendan McVicker. He's only 4/10 from Matt Beattie now, and we have Brad Coates 2/10 behind him, putting all sorts of pressure on Brendan, trying to find any place to get it done. As we see dust puffed up in the background as wheels touch dirt, they give it everything, trying to use every inch of the track. Just maximise the mid-corner speed, carry it through the run as they flick up gravel, Lesmo being a brutal one. I'm seeing our Swamp German has crashed. I'm just going to jump to the replay and have a look at what has befallen Jason Browers here. Where has it all gone? Oh, so the 071 of Jason Browers collected. Oh, and another little collection again. Just a little unfortunate incident there. I'm sure race control will be having a look at that later on in the evening, possibly after the race. As we jump back on board, we see that Brandon has just fallen off a little bit from Matt Beattie as Matt Beattie pushes up to this battle between Elias Dugan and Alex Court. So 2 became 3. They say 2's company and 3's a crowd. We're about to find out what happens when 2 goes battling into 3 as Elias forced out again. And that time, oh, that's really checked up Matt Beattie. And now Matt Beattie is going to be swallowed up by Brendan McVicker, and they've swapped the places around as Elias forced to park that apex just to avoid Alex Court. Oh, it's all happening here. The action non-stop as Glenn Crellin overtakes Matt Withers. Oh no! Matt Beattie loses it there and ends up off track. I'm not exactly sure what happened. Let's go back and see that one again. How did that happen? Oh, just a little nudge by the looks of it from Brad Coates, and he finds himself in the fence. Another potential race control incident, as I'm seeing there's been an issue between Sam Monterosso and someone else. What has happened there? Oof. Just gets unsettled on the sausage, trying to eat too much sausage all at once. He gets collected for his efforts. So Matt Beattie underway, now down 8 positions into P12. He'll be disappointed with how that's played out. And I'm seeing that Alex Court has managed to pull away from Elias a little bit in this lap. But we're still seeing Brad Coates putting immense pressure on Brendan McVicker. And as we go down the field, some great battles happening. Mark Foster putting pressure on Chris Ruddle, trying to chase him down in the slipstream. Less than a second between them. Further down, a little battle pack forming between Glenn Crellin, Chris Withers and Sean Memler here. So we'll just watch them down into the first chicane and see how that plays out. It's the Porsche looking to make a move, but just outbraked by the Mustang there, who finds himself on the sausage curb, but now finds himself off track. 2 go through. Sean Memler takes advantage of that too and is now threatening the Porsche of Chris Withers in that shiny Ferrari that makes all the Tifosi happy. I'm seeing another crash by the looks of it from Matt Beattie. Let's jump and have a look at how the second one's gone down. So Matt Beattie on a recovery drive, possibly carrying some damage after the earlier incident. That looks potentially some sort of mechanical failure because he just went straight on there. It did not turn, it did not anything. So we jump on board with the 171 of Charles Mitchell. He's trying to push on to the battle pack of Grant Boyden and Dan Siciliano. Brad Coates up ahead has just checked out just a little bit. Couple of seconds up the road from these two. But I see Grant has made it clear past Dan Siciliano. It is currently 2 positions up and are looking to hold on to that. We jump on board with Boydo in the McPirates. McLaren. Possibly lost my... Oh, I'm still on the replay. That's why I don't have things that we want to see. Gosh, where were you, chap? So, looking down the list, we've had a few that have befallen trouble. Jonathan Sharp has had some issues tonight. Liam Jarvis currently running in P19. We've got Tristan Jack, always a honest and strong driver. One of our, well, he was one of our bronze stars, but he's now a silver after winning the class last season. Pushing along in the Lamborghini, the Kraken Lamborghini. It's Kraken by name, Kraken by its appearance, as we see Chris Withers under extreme pressure from Sean Memler. We're going to go alongside into the Ascari chicane by the looks of it. It's not the easiest to get an overtake done from out there, but just looking to perhaps switch back a little bit and take the better run as, Chris Withers finds himself way out wide. And that looks like it's going to allow Sean the run into the Curva Parabolica, but they are still side by side. So is that going to work out? Around the outside they go. Forced the long way around. Has the run, but the Porsche just pulling away. So we watch them go, just a little rubbing of paint there. Trying to take advantage of that side draft. And he again has to tuck into chicane 1. And they'll go around again for another lap. So it appears that Dan Siciliano has found his way past Grant Boyden in the Ray-Ban Ferrari there. And don't the locals absolutely love this one, paying homage to the Italian motorsports heritage of this wonderful, wonderful temple of speed. And Chris Ruddle finds himself putting all sorts of pressure on Charles Mitchell in the Porsche there as they turn into Parabolica. Lap 10 already. As I said, tonight it's going to be a rather sprint, more of a sprint, I should say, than the long, grueling strategy fests that we're used to in the Aussie Endurance Series. Sometimes we go a shorter one, and with these shorter laps, we're already at lap 10 of 28. It's a dash for the flag. No pit stops unless you break it. So the gap, not as big as it looks with these high-speed corners here. We're 3/10. I see Elias is slowly making up ground on Alex Court and looking to come back there. There's 6/10 in it between these two in the battle for second. But Matt Webber up the front there, he has absolutely checked out tonight. We'll jump on board with him because he's having the Max Verstappen effect tonight. When you're so far in front, you're just not a part of the action, so you never find yourself on camera. He is just cruising around, and if we have a look at our best times here, what we got? He's actually, yeah, I'd say it's the battle between Ilias and Alex Court that's keeping him ahead there, because Ilias has the fastest lap of the race at the moment with a 1:47.3. So Ilias has absolute blistering pace. He's just finding it difficult to find a way around Alex Court. Alex, obviously a master of defense. We've seen this man defend for lap after lap after lap and make that Porsche an absolute impossibility to get around. So we'll jump back on board with Ilias there as he closes in again, going through the chicane. Excuse me while I wet my whistle. It's much more difficult when you're in the box solo. Every time the throat complains, I can't do anything about it. I just have to go silent. And I see looking down the field, Nathan Tapp is now putting pressure on Chris Withers. Do my eyes deceive me, or does the front of that Mustang carry a small amount of damage? Looks a little worse for wear, but obviously still making good pace because there is pressure to be had. Another that I see that has a bit of Mighty Car Mods fandom, just giving them the old chopped on the way past with that little tribute to Mugen Marty on the back of that car with the Hamilton RSL window banner. Gotta love it. And looking back up the field, Charles Mitchell is under pressure from Chris Ruddle as he uses every inch of track available to him on the exit of the Curva Parabolica, trying to escape the clutches of that Sud Speed. What is it? Sud Speed McLaren? Yeah. You'd think the big window banner would give it away. Mick Pirates. I'm McLovin' that. Brendan McVicker still being chased down by Brad Coates here. We see the two of them head under the camera there. The big Mustang does quite like a bit of sausage. It will eat those curbs like there's no tomorrow. Just whoop, straight over them. As we see Lesmo claim another victim and Brendan having to defend a little bit there, and now finds himself on the inside, and Brad Coates finds a way past through that tiniest of mistakes. Only takes a wheel in the dirt, and that's enough to get swallowed up when you're under pressure. And Lesmo will do it to you. It's the sort of corner you just like to carry that little bit of extra speed. You always think there's something more. The minute you let it carry that bit of mid-corner speed, the wheel touches the dirt and it's all over for your run. So we look down. Oh, that's really getting close between Charles Mitchell and Chris Ruddle now. 4/10 in it. Just trying to get that run, that long run all the way down towards the chicane. Just trying to get a nose alongside and hopefully not end up on top of him like Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton in 2021. If you know, you know. So nothing this lap as we jump on board with Nathan Tapp, who's still absolutely menacing the back of Chris Withers' car there as we jump on board. Have a look at the gearbox as that Mustang closes in, looks for a way through, goes alongside almost. No, not quite. Oh. It's oh so close. Oh. Seeing a battle going on. They're trying so hard here. Let's have a look. These two going side by side. Ilias trying around the outside again. Stakes a claim to it, but that sausage just robs him of the run, and Alex is able to take the position back and continue on. So we jump back on board live. Have a look. They're still going side by side again, this time into Ascari. No, sorry, Curva Parabolica. We're further along than that. Just trying to take the long way around. Still alongside. Is he going to be able to take enough of a run out of this to secure P2 after battling all night? Ilias willing that Mustang forward, trying to give it a mental horsepower or two, and just has to tuck back in again. said, incredible defender on the track. Fair defender, always makes his intention known, Alex, but just positions the car so that he's still able to get a run while making it incredibly difficult to get past. Boydo putting pressure on Dan Siciliano, wants that position back. Looks like the challenger on Charles Mitchell has fallen away there. Who was behind him? Somebody was. But yeah, now got himself some clean air to run in. We haven't seen much of Philly tonight. He's sending that Mustang around in a good shape. It's got Martin Hallinan, the teammate of our race leader, Matt Webber, in that TKR-Racing Mustang, giving chase. But at the moment, it's all Philly. Currently P2 in class. All right, just looking up and down the track, looks like Chris Withers has been overtaken by Nathan Tapp there, so he's managed to get that Mustang ahead and is now trying to make pace as Ilias and Alex are swapping positions backwards and forwards again. Sam Monterosso there is going to find himself in the line of fire, but Ilias managing to find himself on the inside this time. Is that going to be the difference? No, Alex still manages to hold on, this time from the other side of the track. Ilias must be incredibly frustrated right now. He is a man with the best lap of the race at this point, and he is just unable to find a way past the Porsche of Alex Court. Sam in the Marlboro Ferrari, about to find himself in the midst of a battle I imagine he wants no part of. So I'm sure when he sees these two get close, he will jump out of the way. As we see Brad Coates and Brendan McVicker do battle a bit further down the track in the background. And a bit further back again, Dan Siciliano and Grant Boyden are still keeping things relatively close. So we jump back on board with Brad Coates under all sorts of pressure. Not from class, a clear number one from Philly, but I'm sure he would like to maintain that overall P4 because, let's face it, we're all racers and nobody wants to give up a position. We go on board with Tristan Jack to see what trouble has befallen him in that Kraken Lamborghini. Just a little too much angle. Sausage unsettles it, pulls it up clean without any damage. Yeah, he just needs to get that one on track cleanly, which he is doing very carefully. So good on you, Tristan. So we jump back on board with Brad Coates and looking up the track, Ilias and Alex side by side again. These two think this is a dual lane highway because they have spent the entire night going side by side, which has allowed Matt Webber to just run away a little bit. Though the gap only 3.7 seconds, it's come down a little bit. So these two, not only are they battling, they're going goddamn fast. As they're side by side again. They come out of Lesmo 2. Ilias still putting all sorts of pressure on Alex. And again, McVicker putting all sorts of pressure on Coates. A 69 Mustang. You got to give him credit. Brad Coates holding his nerve. He's been pressured lap after lap, and just like Alex Court, as we see these two looking to make something happen again. Ilias just hanging it that bit wider while Alex has had to defend to see if he can get the run to make it stick. Alex defending early on the inside. As I said, very fair the way Alex defends. He makes his intentions clear early, positions the car. There's no moving under braking. There's no, diving in front. It's just an absolute masterclass in the language of defense. I see Matt Knight pushing up in the Warfighter rig there towards Chris Ruddle. 6/10 in it. We'll keep an eye on these two because I imagine there's going to be some battling action happening in the very near future. The stricken car of, I believe it's one of the Stark brothers. Let's have a look at the battle box. Yeah, Darren Stark. I'm seeing a few cars have passed, so I believe that's carrying some damage. As I see Matt Beattie, he's out. He's in the pits with a meatball and has decided enough is enough for him. As we see Elias and Alex navigating some traffic while Brendan still tacks onto the back of Brad Coates and tries to find that way forward. And here it comes. McVicker has a look down the inside, but decides and thinks better of it as we see Sam Monterosso off into the grass. Hopefully his rejoin won't cause any dramas as we see a bit of blinking. That is a scary thing when you're in the shoes of Brad Coates. You wonder, will that Dragon Ball Z teleporting car be right where you don't want it to be when you don't want it to be there? And Boydo now putting serious pressure on Dan Siciliano. Half a second in it between these two. He's had enough of hanging back for tonight. Just 10 laps to go. 31 minutes into this race. And we're more than... Are we more than? No, we're about 2/3 through it. Another 10 laps to go to decide this one. The question is, will Elias Dugan find a way past Alex Corp before this is over? It looks like a change of livery has not meant a change of the quality of defence as we see the flashes from McVicker, who's found his way past Brad Coates. Let's go back and have a look at how that went down. So just side by side there. Brendan able to sneak it up the inside through Lesmo. Touches the dirt but is able to hang on and get it done around the outside. And as they go into Lesmo too, that's where we saw the flashes going on. As we jump back on board live with these two who are doing dual lane highway things again. Side by side, Elias again has to just tuck in there. If he can make that run stick, the Curva Grande could be a place to get it done, but it's just not materialising. He's just not getting the timing quite right to get that extra run and hold flat into it with the extra mid-corner speed that he's able to carry. Alex just manoeuvring and manipulating his mid-corner pace to ensure that Elias is robbed of the run. As we see Brad and Brendan in the background still doing absolute battling things. Oof. That's not good. Cook, yeah. I will refrain from comment. I will leave that up to the stewards. I'm sure they will do the fantastic job they do every week when they review those incidents for you, mate. I assume that's Matt Beattie that's now watching alongside us. Boydo appears to be doing battle with Dan Siciliano. They're going side by side as we see Sam Monterosso off track in the background. A little incident befallen him. The Curva Grande, they both run very wide. Boydo potentially impinging on some track limits there. Is the run going to be strong enough? Probably not. He's going to have to settle in potentially for another lap. It's a hard track to get overtakes done on here. So just a bit of back and forth between these two. As look at these two. What would you expect but these two side by side? Ilias trying to make it happen into the Curva Grande. He's actually got the timing of that run right, and he's going to send it ahead into the chicane. And after 20 laps of racing, Alex is still trying to hang on and potentially got the run side by side into Lesmo 1. Ilias maybe with the slight advantage on that outside line there. Still not quite able to clear, and finally is able to slot in front of Alex Court. And now the tables have turned. The hunter becomes the hunted, as Alex isn't going to lay down. He's going to be looking to find that position and take it back, as he just has a little sniff into the Ascari chicane, but thinks better of it. Settles in as they head down the back straight towards Curva Parabolica. Would I be correct, Matt, in thinking that it was a tap in the back that sent you into the fence in that first incident? Mistakes do happen, my friend. I'm sure that the intention wasn't there for it to end that way, and no, I'm sure next week that the tables will turn. They always do. As Ilias able to just extend that out to half a second, and Boydo's still putting that pressure on Dan Siciliano as they come across some traffic in the first chicane. Who's that? Zach Blake. He pulls that one up. Maybe compromise Boydo a little bit on the exit, which has allowed Dan to run away a little bit through Curva Grande, but I'm sure it's not over for Boydo. With 7 laps to go, he'll be looking to make something happen. And speaking of Matt Beattie, his friend Brad Coates now trying to find a way past Brendan McVicker. These two swapping positions a few times tonight. Brandon currently with the upper hand in the later stages of this race. 37 minutes gone, 7 laps to go. Only 2/10 separates these two, as the Shieldcoat McLaren pushes up to the back as Brendan McVicker punches a hole through the air for him. Trying to find out where the action is happening. I'm seeing further down the field. So Mark Foster, we haven't spent a lot of time with tonight in the number 50 Sudspeed. What's he driving? The Fezzer, making the Tifosi happy. So Eastie's been very quiet tonight too, but he finds himself on the back of Darren Stark. Comes around, not for position, so Darren in the M&M Stang quietly lets him past and get on with his race. So where's Eastie? He's, let's say, been very quiet in the Lamborghini there, but he's just getting the job done. P4 going to bank those points and do what he can for his championship run. An honest drive, that one. Thanks, mate. I do my best. As we see Boydo pushing up on Dan Siciliano again. He's possibly got the run. They're going to go into the Ascari doing battle side by side. The question is, can Boydo find a line to maintain that run and make it stick? He just ducks back in. Wasn't able to get it done there. Ferrari carrying a little too much. But these two, the battle rages. Now it looks like Boydo making a claim to the inside for the Parabolica. Oh, they go ever so close. Boydo holding on to the position. Looks like he's going to get himself quite the run out of here. Is it going to be enough to maintain? As we see the side draft pulling them, pushing them. Each time one gets ahead, the side draft starts to pull them back that little bit. And Boydo, unfortunately, has to get on the brakes earlier because of that narrow line. But he looks like he's gotten through the chicane cleanly. Can he do something into Curva Grande Ilias style? Putting all sorts of pressure on there. Less than a tenth between the two of them. As they go side by side. Not a lot of room left. Grant just getting squeezed out that little bit. As I'm seeing a pass from AC. He's been able to come past Sean Memler there. It's a dangerous corner to stake a claim to, as these two are going side by side. No, they're not. Oh, the Dan Siciliano Ferrari are just getting itself a little out of shape, taking a little too much sausage, and Grant has managed to take that with just 5 laps remaining. About to be 4, if I'm not mistaken. So, few battles still raging around the track. We've got Jason Browers under pressure, our resident Swamp German in the Kamikaze Porsche, with Jacques Swanepoel coming alongside, staking a claim. Tell you what, Ascari is putting on all the action for us tonight, but no action this time as Jacques is able to clear Jason Browers' Porsche there down the straight, tuck it in and take his regular line as they head out wide and start the final run down to the Curva Parabolica. So Boydo's still under pressure from Dan Siciliano. I don't think this one's over just because the move was made. And Sean Memler not ready to give up that position that Eastie took from him a few laps ago. So, 43 minutes of racing has passed, and I tell you what, it feels like about 5 because we have not been able to look away for a moment. Alex Court just falling off the back of Ilias a little bit now that he got that move done a few laps ago. Alex will be hoping that maybe he'll have some luck and Ilias catches the traffic just at the wrong time, giving him the opportunity that he needs. But time is running out as Sean Memler and Jared Eastman swap positions again. Let's go back and have a look at exactly how that happened. So again, side by side, heading down towards Ascari. And the favourable line for Sean Memler is able to get the job done and make that one stick. Well, I'm seeing they've swapped positions again. So Jared Eastman able to take that back. Currently sitting in P4 in class. Looks like I haven't got a driver update this week. So looks like Memler is missing from our overall there, but you can see he's there. Yeah, he's there without a class listed, but him and Easty are going backwards and forwards, are just swapping side by side. With Nathan Tapp trying to find his way through there. Proper three-way battle for these positions. As they switch again. This is going to be an absolute coin flip. Oh no. After a big night, Mark Foster has come to grief. Just a little too much right pedal, puts it around, no fence. So he backs it back up and gets going again. No harm, no foul. It looks like he had found enough ground that nothing was gained and nothing was lost. So we see that three-way battle pack. The battle for 12th between these three. Sorry, battle for 13th. Mark Foster's a fair way up the road. So Easty, who'd been going backwards and forwards, has just fallen off the back of Sean Memler a little bit and now finds himself with a new foe in Nathan Tapp. Tappy able to get that job done. Easty says, no thank you, I don't want to go side by side into the chicane. Not with a platinum driver. Not worth it. It's not going to gain me any points in class. Lets him go to tack onto the back, and I reckon we'll be looking to, in this last couple of laps, try and sneak through if Nathan goes by. So, Billy in a little battle pack here as well with Charles Mitchell and Martin Hallinan. And three of them very close after 47 minutes of racing. What do we got? We're into the 26th lap. Although, hang on. Yes, sorry, we're underway on the 27th lap. So, the guys up front already crossed the line. These guys just starting their penultimate lap now. We jump on board and have a look at how that gap's opened up between Ilias and Alex Court. With Matt Knight. Again, we haven't seen much of him tonight. The Max Verstappen effect in action. Clean drive. He's had none of the dramas that befell him last week. Touch wood. Let's not put the commentator's kibosh on him. There's a bit of traffic between Brendan McVicker and Brad Coates. Finds Brad just at the wrong time through Lesmo 2 and costs him perhaps a bit of the run. It's going to potentially be the end of things there, because this is the sort of track where, you know, it takes laps and laps to set up and get an overtake done. So just falling off a little bit as we jump on board with Ilias coming around Curva Parabolica to start his final lap. Matt Webber crossing the line already and getting on to his white flag. Sheesh. That was a race, guys. Well, it looks like something has gone on there because Dan Siciliano finds himself now behind Charles Mitchell, and Boydo is running up the road in P6. So he's a good 8 seconds behind the next position, which is Brendan McVicker, or Brad Coates, as it turns out. These two still battling. Whoa, what positions are undecided here? It's, I tell you what, he'd be looking for some more laps because Ilias has closed the gap to Matt Webber right down with 2.7 between them now. So if it was a little bit longer, I think Ilias would fancy himself here. So it's just that he spent the whole race doing absolute battle in a all-out war with Alex Court. Down to 2.6. But, as I say, we're white flag. They're almost there as they round the final corner. It'll be Matt Webber from Ilias Dugan from Alex Court. Great battles up the front tonight. Crosses the line, we get some flashes. We see Alex and Brendan McVicker now coming around the Curva Parabolica with Brad Coates close in tow behind. We'll have Boydo next over the line. Another strong showing from Boydo. Let's have a look at our class results. So Boydo, a win in silver again tonight. Brad Coates a win in gold, and Matt Webber never in doubt up the front in platinum, with PJ Whitman taking out the bronze. So honest race from PJ. I don't think I tried to get through everybody, but the action just kept coming. So if I didn't get to your car tonight, I apologise. So we'll get some of these drivers. Let's just go back a few laps, set it to most exciting, put it in slow motion so that we can hear what these guys have got to say as we switch over and have a look at the results. Go live. Whoops. Oh, no, what have I done? This isn't good, is it? So we see the burnouts going away. Let me go live. There we go. That's better. That's what we needed. Skids galore. They're all sending it. And we'll get the drivers in here so that we can have a chat. Oh, good evening, folks. Let's get these results up here now that things are working as expected. Matt.
Yes.
Never in doubt, mate. You,
I had a moment.
You had a moment? We didn't see it. We didn't see it.
I had a moment. I lost 4 seconds in that moment, and I was like shitting myself.
Is that how Ilias brought the gap down?
Nah, Ilias was definitely on the charge at the back. I was just managing. It was like managing the gap, going, I don't want to push that hard because if I make a mistake and bin it, I'm just never forgive myself. So I just had my set times that I was just happy to sit with, and I was just managing the gap. And then at the end, he's just coming home strong. I'm like, nah, I've still got enough time to hold this. So it was good.
Yeah, nice work. Good clean race, mate. You had a bit of the Max Verstappen effect tonight. So far in front that the camera had to look at the action and very rarely found you. But yeah, what we did see, fantastic drive. Congratulations, mate.
Yeah, thanks, mate. I do like this track, and I was actually going to go with the Aston. I used the Aston in practice for a fair bit, but it was just a bit deathy at times. I thought I'll jump back in the Mustang because it feels like home for me, and it ended up being pretty consistent. Like consistent times in. So yeah, I was pretty happy. So, and surprisingly, to put it on pole, I really was surprised about that. So that was a good thing as well.
Nice work, mate. It must have been a relief after last week where trouble befell you seemingly at every turn to put another clean one in and claim the victory.
Yeah, mate. No, stoked. Couldn't be happier.
Nice work. Alex, mate, jeez, you and Elias did some battle, didn't you?
Yeah, it was great fun. After last week, it was it was an incredible battle, and look, I just did the best I could to hold him out for as long as I could. But yeah, look, the Mustang around here is it's untouchable. It's super quick, and yeah, credit to the boys for the setup work. We did a lot of testing this week, even tested different cars, even tried the Mustang, and it just didn't suit for my driving. So I knew it was going to be a tough task ahead of me tonight, but look, stoked with P3.
Nice work, mate. It was a great drive, and again, I think I need to point out that if anybody's looking for some tips on defending, have a look at the way Alex does it, because the way you place that car and you do it early, you don't, there's no late moves, no moving in the braking zone, no attempts to crash, and somehow you manage to place the car in that perfect spot where you still get the run out of the corner, but just make it hard to go around you.
Yeah, it's probably a strong point. It may cost me time, but I'm going to make everyone work for it to get past. So no easy overtakes here.
Well, it makes for great viewing. Congrats on the second step, mate. And
thank you. Third.
Cheers, mate. And Boydo,
Ilias got second.
Sorry, my bad. Congrats on the third step. I don't know if he wants to come in here or not. Ilias, if you want to come in, if you're watching, jump on driver briefing, because I don't like to drag people in here against their will. So, if you want to have a chat, you want to have your say, jump in, mate. Come on, Axel. Do the right thing. Come chat. In the meantime, Boydo, you and Dan Siciliano in the Battle of the Mid-Engines. That was quite the spectacle tonight.
Oh, you're not wrong. That was insanely difficult. Dan was so quick. I'm actually surprised I managed to get him there. He'd pull away. I'd catch up by a little mistake. Then I'd make a mistake. Then he'd make a little mistake, and it went on and on. Justin, I've got to say though, the one thing that cuts me, and I think you know me well enough, I killed Sam Monterosso tonight in a disgusting way. I am so sorry, Sammy. One of the nicest guys in this league from the people I know, and I feel absolutely rubbish about it. So the stewards want to give him my points. I totally understand. I feel gutted.
Oh, mate, it's racing. It happens. Don't be too hard on yourself, and I'm sure Sam appreciates the apology there. So I'm sure the stewards will look at it, and we'll see how it ends up. But
they have to smack me for that. That was, yeah. But well done to Dan, mate. I don't know how much you saw. We had so much side by side, beautiful, clean racing. Absolute respect for that guy, really, and quick. Oh, I was struggling. I was dead set struggling. That was really well. Unfortunately, finished 2 spots back in. We're 2 spots back, but yeah, he was probably deserving of the win. He drove sensationally well.
It was great viewing. We loved every minute of it. We had battles up and down the track and didn't know where to look.
Yeah, I bet.
Speaking of which, PJ, bronze overall. Mate, well done. Congratulations. How did your drive go?
Oh, pretty steady. I started from the pits because I thought turn 1 would have been a mess, but anyway, it didn't. But I was happy.
Nice work, mate. We unfortunately didn't catch a lot of it because it was just one of those races where the action was everywhere, and you know my timing screen was just lighting up with red everywhere, going, "This is about to overtake. This is about to overtake." But
Yeah,
I'm
I
guessing
had a lonely race, like.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. I figure you just put in steady, consistent laps there and got the job done.
Yeah, I ended up where I thought I would have roughly, so I was happy with that.
Yeah, nice work, mate. Well, again, congrats on the win. So we'll
Thanks,
go off to the thanks and shout outs. So we'll start with Alex. We'll start with Matt, our overall winner and platinum winner tonight.
Oh yeah, thanks, Jared. Probably just the guys at TKR Dash Racing. Marty was in there tonight battling along well. Lambert Fine Foods. My mum, as usual, on the lounge with a glass of red, and a little shout out to Nay for which has been a great day for me getting the win tonight too. So all good all around.
Thanks, mate. And Alex, thanks and shout outs, mate.
As always, my amazing fiance Tammy for all her support. The boys over at the team for all their setup work. JB for the incredible paint job. He's put a lot of work into the paint for me. All the other drivers, congrats to Matt on the win. Ilias for the awesome battle. Great, clean, respectable racing. The league admins for putting on an awesome league. You guys in the comms for the broadcast, and my friends and family.
Nice work, mate. Thank you very much. And we did notice the livery. I'll add the nice kamikaze paintwork there. It was, it does look incredible on the Porsche. So, yeah, very nice, mate. All right, over to you, Boydo.
Thank you.
Big thank you to you guys for doing the broadcast, all the officials here at AES. They do a really fantastic job. I'd hate to have to do their role. Big thanks to Mickey V and Aiden from Simline that have been helping me out. I really do appreciate. Hope you're happy, guys. And my major sponsor for tonight, first of all, thank you to Dan too. I really did. The last time I had that much fun, I got arrested. And I'd like to thank my major sponsor, Monte Rosso Smash Repairs. I'll be there buffing cars to make up for my coming together with him. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll look forward to doing it again next week and not killing Sam in the process.
Nice work, mate. Thank you. And over to you, PJ, for your thanks and shout outs tonight.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to reiterate what they say about the league administrators. This is probably one of my two favourite leagues. And, yeah, great bunch of blokes. Thanks very much. I don't have any sponsors, so I can't thank my mum and dad because they're not here anymore. So, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. And I actually, Justin, I like your voice, mate. Your race call, it's good. I think you could sign up for V8 Supercars.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate that. I will admit that the first couple of weeks went badly, and I think I'm finally finding my
rubbish. Rubbish. You sounded fantastic the first night. You're a legend.
Thanks,
yeah,
mate.
I like the way you go with the flow. Shit happens, and you work around it. It's good.
Cheers, gentlemen. I appreciate that.
Good
All
job,
right.
Jack.
Next week, folks, we're off to the land of the rising sun, which is interesting because we just mentioned Aiden R, and he'll be in the house of the rising sun in Japan at the same time. So maybe he can come watch you guys live. So Mount Fuji, we head to for a 90-minute endurance race. Hour and a half. It's going to be a great one. Fuji, technical, challenging track. Good for drifting, but we don't want to drift too much here. We want that outright pace. So everybody that tunes in and enjoys these races, Matt's mum and the glass of wine and everybody else, we hope to see you there. And that's it from us this week. So around about the same time, we'll be back for qualifying at 10 to 8. And the race will start around 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Time. So don't miss it. Hope to see you all there.
Thanks, mate. See ya.
Good night.
Thanks all. Boys.
Absolutely.
You didn't come for a chat, Axel.
Oh no, well I did jump over, but it's got a lock sign, so I couldn't get in. But don't stress, bro. That was
sorry,
having a
brother.
good chat with Alex now. No, all good, all good.
Yeah, I was like, I want to bring you in, but like, if you don't want to chat, I don't want to like impose on you. So I just.
Oh no, I wouldn't be like that.
All right. Well, next time I'll know. I'll just drag you in from wherever. Huh?
Yeah, all
like
good,
we
mate.
do mid-race when you're trying to sneak out for a smoke.
I don't love doing the interviews, but if I'm like, yeah, feel free to drag me in, but I won't go out of my way to sort of try to jump in there. I'll sit in the corner and just hopefully someone will forget about me.
Well, I'm going to jump off, boys. I just want to say to those that are still here, there was some great racing tonight. Thank you. It was an absolute pleasure to call because it was just so much going on the whole time. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah, beautiful. I look forward to
Awesome.
watching this one. Thanks again, man, and I'll chat to you next week.
Yeah, yeah, I'm going to bail as well, boys. So thanks again,
Easy.
Ilias, and thanks again, Justin.
No worries. Laters, boys.
Thanks, Alex. Cheers. Great race again, man. Cheers.
Yeah, you too,
Bye.
man.
Whew.